Howdy YouTube, here I am again with another primitive video about stacking precious metals and other stuff. Again, this is a completely primitive, independent production by me, myself, and I here in my home with an improvised desk, an old camera, and some sheets of paper. So my idea originally today was to talk about the best strategy for the last year of the decade. So like many of you, I was listening to Mr. Bean Counter video on his strategy for the year, and I thought do the same. So this was supposed to be the cover page for my chat about my 2020 strategy for stacking, etc. And I really want to finish the decade strong, so that in 2021 I know what direction I need to follow for the new decade. But I decided to do something differently, right? I was consulting with some friends here, and I getting feedback from important people that work with me on a daily basis to provide me some conscious decision making, among other things. So I decided to change a little bit because I think for now at least, it's a little bit complicated to, go deeper on my strategy, what I do, what I want to buy, what I don't want to buy, how much, what I do to buy precious metals, etc. I think the climate is a little challenging for this. So I'm going to do differently. I'm going to talk, I'm going to make a couple of videos talking about collecting, right? So this is one of the things that I like the most. So I started stacking as a collector, right? So I started collecting coins and currency as far as I remember when I was 6 years of age, give or take. Actually, I got my first coins handed out to me by my father, by my godfather, and some other people that I cannot precise who were them. I received it as a gift. Not me, I was a baby, I was just born, but they gave to my father to give me, I'm gonna show you later, but they gave me 3 or 4 coins. It was 1964 $half Benji. It was an 1881 Spanish, 90% Dobron. It's a beautiful coin. And I don't remember what the third one was. So after that, I grew when I was between 6 and 8. My godmother had a father who collected a lot. He taught me pretty much everything that I learned back then, and I started to collect and to ask for people who were traveling. But I remember back then we used to collect cigarette packs or baseball cards that came in cigarette packs, etc. This is the very same thing. I would ask people to give me, so are you traveling to Jamaica? Give me some change from Jamaica, and so forth. So I had a very large accumulation of coins and currency that as recent as 2015, I sold them for silver. That was great. I was inspired by several of you guys, and this is what I'm trying to do, to merge my collector self with my investor or stacker self. Because after being inspired by a lot of you guys, Mr. Shadow Stacker, Mr. Bean Counter, International Stacker, Silver Picker, Backyard Bullion, just to mention a few, I decided to, go back serious on this a handful of years back, and to grab, to remove dust from my collection, to pick up the silver that I had and start investing again. But I'm kind of different than most of you think. I'm not prepping for the end of the world or for a major crisis or anything like this, because I'm not going to go into ideologies in these videos, but anyway, I don't think silver is for that. For me, it's a lot more fun, and I like to accumulate collections, right? I like the series that are started by many of the mints, like the Swans from Perth Mint, the Germania series is absolutely fantastic. The rundown, the rundown, coins that are minted in Germany. Actually, I think. Correct me where I'm wrong. I love those. There are many of these series, even those generic series. For example, I have a collection of Dragon Vim, silver coins. So I have this series that is being launched by Monument Metal or whatever. So I have them both in silver and in copper. But also, for sure, that we have other dragons, from Perth Mint, from British, that I put together in this thematic. So that's what I'm gonna talk about, is my thematic collection that I have. And it's really interesting. I'm really passionate about it, and let's go for it. And to start off with, I'm gonna talk to you about my main passion, right? So this is what I decided to do today. I'm not sure how much it's visible or not, how far I should go. Come on, robot. So, coin collecting for fun and profit. But if you take a look here, I have an address. For sure, I'm going to put down in the description below. But this is one of the blogs that I hold. It's named World Traveler Hunting for Precious Metal Coins. And this is the address. Please take a note and visit this blog. What I do is, because of my profession, I had to travel a lot. Thanks. I'm not needing to travel that much anymore because I'm really tired. But anyway, I've had my share. And while traveling, I decided to, take the opportunity and do things that I like. Things that I like, first music. So to try to find, improvised music, free jazz, vanguard music, contemporary music from different countries that I travel, from Argentina to Turkey, from Indonesia to Alaska, if you will. Right, so I brought lots of CDs and even vinyl from these places. Another thing that I love is literature, but specifically I like history-related, contemporary history. So I brought hundreds, if not thousands, of books from different countries that I traveled. For sure, most in English, but I speak other languages, and I learned to speak other languages because of these books. But specifically coins, silver and gold coins, but I didn't want, the regular stuff, right? Like the LCS that we go and we find anything from anywhere in any situation. I wanted to buy where the locals buy, but mostly I wanted to go to the official mints from each country. So the central banks, that what they usually called, they call in Mexico, for example, is La Casa de la Moneda. It's the house of the coin or something like this. So that's Mexican mint. Many of the Spanish countries have a similar name for their mints. The thing is it's very hard, it's very difficult to sell to public. It's different than the Royal Canadian Mint, than the Royal Mint and in UK or even Singapore Mint, where you can buy through mail, right? You go to their site, you make an order, it gets to your house, in a very affordable price. It's different. It's very complicated. So in Brazil or in Colombia, for example, you have to actually go to one of their agencies or branches, to buy the precious metals that are very low mintage, they're kind of hard to buy, etc. But anyway, what I did in this blog is to create entries for many countries where you can find, coins while you are traveling. And I have no prejudice wherever you are, wherever you have to travel. If you travel to Mexico, if you travel to Central South America, for example, I went to Guatemala the other day, etc. I try to find how to buy, where to buy. And these are great because usually they are 90%, they call lost silver. They have the sterling 925 and they have the 999 silver, but in different sizes, not necessarily 1 ounce. In Mexico, we find the ounce, the onza they call there. But anyway, I talk about a lot of things. Just to give you guys an example, in Mexico, right? For sure, you find this anywhere and everywhere, pretty much, right? And I love them. I really love them. I have many years, not sure if I have all years that they have this model, but I started when they were the former, a little bit smaller model. I think today they are about the size of Silver Liberty. Before they were a little bit smaller, like the Maple Leaf, and very different than they are today. But it's fantastic. What do we do here? We go to one of the websites, we go to one of the online sellers and buy them. They usually have a premium considering to comparing to other coins, etc. But that's what most of us do. So I found out that in Mexico they sell in branches of some banks, right? And I found out with the people that I was working with. I asked, do you know where I can buy this and that? They kind of got confused. And then they said, you want to get the onzas? Yeah. Oh, they sell everywhere. So, for example, there's a kind of a supermarket. I would say is like a Target or a Walmart, something in between. But in all of the supermarkets, they have a branch of a specific bank. And in these branches, they sell these guys. It's not all banks that are not banks that sell, but there's a couple of banks. But this one that is in all these supermarkets, they have as many as these supermarkets everywhere, like we have Walmarts here. They sell the onzas, not necessarily. From the last year, they have, for example, one place I went, I bought three from three different years, 93, I don't know, 2017, 2013, I don't know, I'm just making out of my mind. So that's great. But also, I talked about how to get the official coins that are not for circulate or the commemorative coins, or the ones that are really minted by the Mexican mint and mostly only sold by the Mexican mint through their branches. You have to go there, you have to take cash, and to buy silver and gold. These are fantastic things. They have from small gold like around a quarter ounce or even less to 2.5 ounces gold. Some of them 999, some of them 80%, but beautiful thing. So this is what I have in this website that I showed to you. Please go there, provide your feedback, make your asks, what you want me to talk about, because I also tell how to buy online, because there are several places. For example, the coins I like the most are the Royal Mint coins and the Singapore Mint coin. They are just beautiful. They're fantastic. They create things that are they blow my mind. For Royal Mint, you can buy easily online. There's not much explanation, even though we might have people that don't know. I try to create explanation there. I talk about other, British mints like Popjoy Mint, Westminster Mint, etc. But I talk about the Singapore Mint. It is very difficult if you try to buy online something from Singapore Mint. It's going to be very, very expensive, and it's kind of challenging for you to have, let's say, 1 ounce coin or similar like this guy, and by mail you're gonna have to pay a lot. So this is Singapore Mint coin. This is what I love the most to get. This is the guy, Singapore 79, so it's 40.7 millimeters. It's 1 ounce exactly, right? I try to make notes here or in my spreadsheet, and it's 0.5 silver, so it's 50% silver, right? So this is what I'm talking about. But remember, this $10 Singapore Mint coin is from many years ago. Today is very, very different, but I'm just saying because it's very difficult to find these guys. I have to stop. My battery is kind of running out. Let's see if I have enough battery just to close this up. So these are the 3 coins that I had forever. Let me see how it goes. Connected directly to power. I think it doesn't like it. But anyway, if it shuts off, I go back, to record. So what I like, when I travel is to get things like this. So I mentioned Mexico. So take a look. These are beautiful. Certainly many, if not most of the things that I have, you can find on eBay, you can find on some of the vendors, etc. But I tell you, it's a lot more fun when you go and you find a 90% silver coin, 40 millimeters in diameter, like this in Mexico. It's second to none. They're beautiful. These are 0.8%, I think, etc. Right? So these are all Mexico. Take a look at the sizes. Take a look at how beautiful they are. And you can even find, surprising coins, right? So things that I would never imagine. So take a look on these coins from Venezuela, right? So this is 40 millimeters. This is 35 millimeters, right? One of them has Simon Bolivar. The other one has some, Sucre, 2 personalities. But imagine, this is the size of a silver eagle. I think it's 90%. And, these are the surprises that you find when you're traveling, the world, try to find coins, right? Another thing that I want to show are this, Russia and China. They are investing a lot. They have, even currency made out of silver today. So this is kind of older. This is not 999%. This is 1 ounce, but this is something like 90% silver. But these one are the newest, and they are 1 ounce 999 silver. that you can buy while in Russia pretty easily, right? There are places here you can find them, but they're kind of expensive. And it's a lot more fun when you go and you buy, you know, in the places that you are traveling to. This is the older one. Possibly this is when they are starting. So they, together with China, they have a sort of agreement. They are selling and making currency between each other to work on their own monetary system, if you will, right? So there are some things that I wanted to show. So I have a myriad of German coins, and lots of them from the 70s, etc. So it seems that in Austria and in Germany, they have almost yearly, more or less like our commemorative silver dollar. They have their silver coins, but more than anything, they have gold euros. This is, I'm going to show in another video. This is not the topic for today, but this is one of the things that I'm trying to collect. Most of the countries in the Eurozone, they produce gold euro coins, and more or less a standard, right? So for example, you have half ounce 999 gold silver coins from Belgium, from Germany, etc. More or less, because you're gonna find in one or other countries the same denomination, I think 50 euros, but it's not 999 gold, blah blah blah. But you know, let's say majority has kind of a standard, but even those that are not standard are super cool to find, right? And I have a myriad of these German coins that you know, every time I try. So these are 32.5 millimeters, a total of 15.5 grams, and they are 65 silver, 0.625 silver, right? But they are beautiful, 32 millimeters, and I have a whole collection of them. They produce this more or less like the silver dollar, right? So you have one type per year, and it's pretty cool. I'm trying to find the, you know, the first coins that I had, you know, with me forever. At last, the Spanish one. It's kind of big, and it's kind of fun to show, and to show you guys where it all started. And you know, I'll take a look in Brazil. So they have the Brazilian mint. I think I have an entry for the Brazilian mint. They have a site. They sell over mail. It's kind of complicated to buy internationally, but they sell. But they have tons of things in silver and gold. This is 90% silver, I think, 36 millimeters. And this is from 1972, their 150 years of anniversary of their independence. And but the thing is, they produce every year several gold and silver, you know, coins and medals, right? But the coins are fantastic, are thematic, and are really fun to collect, because they're very hard. You know, basically, I think the easiest way to find is to travel there and go to one of the, you know, branches for the Brazilian mint, and that's it. What can we do, right? So another from Germany, right? You see, well, they follow. Let me finish with my phone. My camera doesn't want to work, and the phone makes a much better, you know, image. These are the three guys that I said I had forever. Right, so these three right here. Irish coin. It is 20.5 millimeters, 11.31 grams total, and 750 silver. Right. I have this for forever. The next one is the Spanish Dobron 5 pesetas. This is from 1881. It's beautiful. Take a look at the size. And this is from Portugal. $1968, is it? Yeah, 1968. Right. So again, the 4 Mexican coins, which are fantastic. This is my favorite by far. Large, bulky, 90% silver. So this is from Germany. Every time you go there, you can either find like LCS selling old stuff, but you can find on banks and agencies of the government sending the commemorative coins. There are things from Bulgaria. I wanted to show this one. It's pretty easy to find if you go to Israel. I think some version of this is also sold in one of our online sellers. But anyway, in Israel they sell. It's quite easy to find. Norway, I wanted to show something from Yugoslavia. I think that's a coin from Yugoslavia, believe it or not. Right, etc., etc. And also, another thing that is important to show are these Finland coins, these Finnish coins. These are the things that, if you travel there, you're gonna find. I would say every once in a while you're gonna find someone from Finland or from another Europe country to sell online, blah blah blah, but not quite sure. Right? They're great. 1967 it seems. And here you see 90% gold, the mintage of 1 million, Suomi, Finland. That's wonderful. Right, so this was pretty much what I wanted to talk about. To finish, as part